This is going to be a video tutorial on setting up the Smart 3D Capture with the manifold attachment on the M4E. So once you have that drone powered on, it is connected to the RTK3. If you haven't done that already, then watch a previous video and setup tutorial that I made on setting up the tripod and the RTK3 and getting it connected to the drone. But once you have it all set up, and you can see in the screen there, it is all connected, then what we want to do is proceed with setting up the Smart 3D Capture. So first thing we're going to do is hit those three dots, and we're going to select the Smart 3D Explore feature. This is what will allow us to use that manifold. We're then going to create a flight route name. So this was just a test I did at Fireside. So create Fireside test. We're going to be doing the horizontal mapping for this. So this is going to be the first part of our procedure before we do any vertical mapping. Once we're all set up there, we have the flight route named, we're going to turn props and get that drone in the air. For the horizontal mapping, the first thing we're going to want to do is set an area around the structure that we are trying to map out. And so what you're going to want to do is figure out how big of a perimeter you want around that structure. So I'm just looking at these excavators here. I'm trying to figure out exactly how far apart I want to go. And once you have that set, then what we're going to do is pan that camera down to a -90, and we're basically going to draw a box or a perimeter around that object to begin. So I figured out where I want to go, so I'm going to hit C1 to place my first point. I'm going to keep that camera angle the same, so do not change that camera angle. I'm going to fly forward until I get to my next point. I'm going to hit C1. I'm going to move laterally or roll to the right. I'm going to drop in my third point there, and you can see it's starting to make that map or that area. And then I'm going to fly all the way back, and I'm going to drop in my last point. And so this is going to set the area or the perimeter of the structure that we want to map out. So once I drop that last point and it's all looking good, I'm going to hit C3 or just hit that check mark there and make sure it all saves. Next thing we're going to want to do is set the bottom and the top base. So you're going to want to set the top base first, and this is basically the max height at which you want that area to be completed at. So depending on how high your structure is, you're going to set the drone to go, however high above it you want. So once I went to the top there, I hit C2 to set that top base, you can see, and then I'm going to descend in that same spot until I get to how low I want that drone to be going during that area mapping. So then I'm going to hit C1 to set that bottom base. So then you can see the bottom and top base are set. And now what's going to come up is you're going to get the Perform Smart 3D scan. So you're going to go in here, set all your flight settings. I recommend going as slow as possible for this so it can be as detailed as possible. And this is where the drone is going to use that manifold to perform that 3D scan or that 3D Explorer right now. So it's going to map out the environment. One thing you're going to want to do that I didn't do in this video is manually pitch the gimbal up and down as it's flying here. You can see it's locked at -59. You can leave it there if you want, but it does help if you move that gimbal up and down as it's flying so that it can see different parts of the environment. So as you can see, it's basically collecting data on where it's flying right now and building a bit of a map internally for itself. So we're going to let this drone just kind of do its thing. It's going to recognize all the objects here, and again, try and pitch that camera up and down the best you can as you are flying. It's going to keep going, and one thing you're also going to want to do once it's done this, which I did not do in this video, it's shown in the vertical mapping video, but it is absolutely imperative and you need to do it, is once this 3D Explorer is done, you're going to want to refine it manually. And so you'll see here once it hits 100%, there will be a little blue prompt underneath that says refine the model. You're going to want to select that. So as you can see, collect data for model refinement. So you're going to want to select that, and then what you're going to do is manually fly yourself and fill in all the gaps in that model. So once you've done that, it's going to produce a more detailed model And you can see in the bottom there, it's showing kind of that virtual space. It's going to then open this page here. Make sure the correct drone is selected, hit OK. You can rename it, you can change your GSD, and you're going to want to take that speed rate down. Again, you want it to be pretty slow for this, so it does a great job. Set that takeoff altitude, and also go into your advanced settings, and let's change this to 80/80. So here it's 70/70, but for what we're going to want to be doing, we're going to set this to 80/80 to get more overlap. Once that's all good, you're going to hit save, and then assuming you're happy with the route that it's creating there in the bottom, all those green lines, that's the orbit route that it's going to fly. We're basically going to hit play. Make sure all your settings are correct, make sure you're in N mode, and then you're going to upload that flight mission, and the drone is going to do its thing, and it's going to start that 3D capture process all autonomously. And what I would recommend is watching it as best you can, as it does get pretty close to obstacles. It does have the obstacle avoidance, but again, you're going to want to just make sure that it's not running into anything by accident, so be ready to hit pause if you need to and redo it. But you can see it's going to start flying laterally, and it's basically just doing very slow orbits around, taking photos at various camera angles and degrees, and then it's going to map all or stitch all those photos together after to give you that model.